So Andrea just messaged me and asked if I would record it because she can't make it. So I'll record again. As always, it's just me that she'll see. But yeah, if that ever happens, if you want a copy of the class, just let me know and I can send it to you. Hi, Alex.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. Hi, everyone.
I'll give it like another minute or so before we get started. Can everyone go and collect something like a block? So you may or may not need it. You never really have to have props. But if you have a book or a block of sorts, you can grab that, and then maybe a blanket to support your knees. Perfect. And if you want to play music, you can turn on some music. I could send you a playlist as well. I'll come and I'll mute everybody. Go. All right. So really cool story to start tonight's class. I had themed this class, and it will be more of a power yoga class around the idea of letting go, kind of shedding things that don't serve us so that we can move forward. And literally like 5 minutes ago, my mom texted me and she said, Ashley, I just went on my first date. It's been 4 years since her ex passed away. And she said that this man just appeared at her house with some beer out of nowhere. She's like in her 60s and lives on Vancouver Island. And she spent the whole day with him on their first date. And it really like fused this idea of the theme of letting go. And she said that she felt like for the first time she'd let go. So that's the theme and the story that will drive us through this practice. We'll do lots of upbeat, like booty work, like hardcore lunging and stuff, and then you get to just drop right into a nice sweet shavasana. So that's the dance we take, and we'll start seated. Sit up nice and tall, and turn your palms up. Bring your thumbs and index fingers to touch, and close your eyes. Take a long, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth like you've just come out of a long, stressful day. One more time, breathe in through your nose. And breathe out to exhale. Keep your spine long. And as you sit here for these first few moments in meditation, I'd like you to invite every inhale. So every breath in, you're pulling in something you'd like to invite into your life, okay? And you might say that word silently or out loud. And every breath out, you're breathing out something you'd like to let go of. So maybe as you breathe in a sense of contentment. And as you breathe out a craving or aversion. You might breathe in joy and breathe out frustration or anger. You might breathe in love and breathe out hate. And just continue this exercise for 1 minute on your own, breathing in an intention, breathing out something you'd like to let go of. Now, of all of these intentions and all of these things to let go of, can you choose one of each? Choose one of each, bring your hands to your heart center, and our mantra that we'll repeat over and over throughout this class will be unique to each of you based on what you've selected, but it will sound like this, something like this. As I breathe in, fill in the blank with your intention word. As I breathe out, fill in the blank with what you're letting go of. For example, as I breathe in peace. As I breathe out chaos. Find that mantra, repeat it to yourself 3 times. Good. Blink, open your eyes, take your hands alongside your body. Inhale, stretch your arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, lower your hands to your heart. The practice of fusing breath with movement. Again, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, lower your hands to your heart. Last time, inhale, stretch your arms up high. And exhale, lower your hands to your heart. Perfect. Take your hands out in front. Start to create circles with your wrists in one direction. They can be made into fists or open wide. Circles with your wrists in the other direction. Good. And now just shake out your hands. Let them get really, really mobile and wild here. Shake, shake, shake. Perfect. Release your hands down. Take a breath in. And a big sigh out. If you're seated up on a prop, move that prop out to the side and come down onto all fours. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And come into those final undulations of cat-cow. So drop your belly down, loop your shoulder blades back, spread across your chest, and lift your gaze up. As you exhale, push the floor away, puff between your shoulder blades, look towards the tummy. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart, lift your chest. Exhale, chin up. Keep going, moving through a few more cat-cow spinal undulations. Just weaving your body back and forth, in through extension and flexion. Settle back in through neutral now. Settle back in through neutral. Take your left arm, reach your left arm forward, stretch your right leg back. Inhale, lift up your hand, lift up your heel. Exhale, puff between your shoulder blades, tap your knee to your elbow. Inhale, strengthen and lengthen everything out. Exhale, collapse it back in. The last time, inhale, extend. And exhale to round and compress. Release your hand, release your knee. Right away, pick up the opposite arm, your right arm and your left leg. Inhale. Exhale, tap your knee to your elbow. Inhale, strengthen and lengthen. Exhale to close back through center. Last time, reaching your hand and your foot. Exhale, plug it all in for neutral. Drop your knee, drop your palm to the floor. Good. Now take your right leg, lift your right leg up so the sole of your foot is flat, like it could push right against the ceiling and make a stamp of your foot. Lift that heel up, inhale. Exhale, bring your right knee to the same place as your left knee and then open your right knee out to the side. So you're at a fire hydrant. Pull back through neutral. Lift your right leg back up, donkey kick. So the higher you go here, the more you'll feel this through your glutes. Pull your right knee in to meet your left. Open your right knee out towards the right. Drive your right knee back in. Lift your right leg up. You got it. Let's do 3 more of these. These kinds of movements that are more focused and pinpointing certain muscle groups in your body tend to feel quite accessible the first 1 or 2 times, and then after 3 or 4 times, things get really fiery. So you can expect that for a practice today. Good, bring that right knee down, take your knees wide, stretch both hands forward, pin up onto the tips of your fingers, and drop your forehead to the floor. Take a big breath into your upper back. Sigh out through your mouth and let go. Inhale, pulse your body back up onto all fours, stabilize through your right knee, and stretch your left leg up. So my foot is flat, like I could stamp my footprint on the ceiling. Inhale, lift your heel high, feeling your glute, your bum muscles working. Exhale, bring your left knee right towards your right leg, and open your left leg out to the side, fire hydrant. Pull that left leg back through center, and lift your left leg up high. We'll do 5 repetitions of this. And I'd like you to go a bit slower than whatever pace you're currently going. The tendency is to try to move faster to feel less. Today we're going to move slower to feel more. 3 more. Really stable through your core. You might suck your belly button towards your spine here to relieve any tenderness in your lower back. There you go. And once you've finished your final 3 pulsations, take your knees wide again. Sink your hips back towards your heels. Come up onto the tips of your fingers. Let your forehead fall to the floor. Inhale in this really active child's pose. Push the floor away and press your hips towards your heels. Exhale, relax your jaw. Inhale, walk both hands over towards the right. Press the floor away with your palms, shearing the tissues along your left side body. Exhale, drop your torso and your chest towards the earth. Inhale, pick up your body, crawl it on over to the other side. Exhale, drop your head, your chest down in space. Inhale, pull everything back through center and lift yourself onto all fours again. And keep your palms flat here. Flex your feet, puff between your shoulder blades and look forward. So you're peering towards the edge of your yoga mat, like it's the edge of a dock and you're just checking out what's in the water. And now as you zip your belly button in, can you engage your core? So you're actually doing a lot of work without doing much more than just being in the shape. But finally, I'll ask you to lift your knees up off the floor. Lift your knees a few inches away from the floor, puff between your shoulder blades and peer over the edge of your yoga mat again. Breathe here for 5. Push through your index finger and your thumb. 2. On 1, press the floor away. That's what takes you back into downward dog. And give yourself space and time and permission to just feel in downward dog what you need to feel. So that might mean there's lots of movement of your limbs, or maybe you're totally static, like a statue here. Do what you need to do. steady and still now in downward dog. Take a breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide, exhale with a sigh. Inhale, float your body forward into a high plank. Your shoulders are stacked above your wrists. Good. Exhale, press yourself into downward facing dog again. Flow back through high plank, shoulders land just above your wrists. You're peering over the edge of your yoga mat. Zip your belly button in as you push the floor away and drift back into downward dog. This time, come forward into high plank once again, but when you get there, right away, drop your knees. Drop your knees towards the floor. Your toes can still be tucked. Make sure your hands are set beneath your shoulders. Bend your elbows so they graze the sides of your body and hover about 3 or 4 inches away from the floor. Draw your tailbone down, tuck your belly in, and push yourself back up into your low plank. So you're doing a push-up, a traditional push-up here with your knees catching the floor. Do one more like that. And the next time you come all the way down to the floor, please drop the tops of your feet to the floor and take all 10 fingers outside of your yoga mat. Push down through your fingers and your toes. Your elbows are shooting up towards the sky now. Press down to rise up. Inhale, peel your body away from the floor, lift your gaze up. Exhale, lower back. Inhale, lift everything up. Only as high as it feels good for your spine, lower back down. This time, drop your left shoulder, peer over your right shoulder. Exhale, release. One more time, drop your right shoulder, peer over your left shoulder. Exhale, release. Take your hands beneath your head and bend both knees. You're still lying on your back, bend both knees. If you have really pokey front hip bones, you might want to drape a blanket under your front body, under your pelvis here. Otherwise, can you soften your pubic bone towards the floor and then just lift your right leg up by any amount. That's it. Drop your right leg back down. So it's your right thigh that's lifting up. We'll alternate, lift up your left thigh, drop your left thigh back down. Keep your feet active, lift up your right thigh and release. Lift up your left thigh and release. Keep moving from one side to the next. Notice the differences between right and left. Notice how something might feel easy and accessible to begin and then gets more and more challenging over time, or not. And now could you try to lift up both feet, squeeze your glute muscles in towards one another and lower back down. We'll do that 5 times. Lift your thighs, both thighs at the same time. Lower back down. Think about engaging the muscles you're working so your quads are strong, your abs are strong, your glutes are strong. Last time, pulling into this back bend and this deep booty work. And release, let your legs relax on the floor, rest either cheek on the floor. Might feel good just to rock your pelvis side to side. Perfect. Now take your hands alongside your body, press down to lift all the way back up into downward facing dog. Gather and inhale here. This time, lion's breath. Exhale with your tongue out. Ha. Bend both knees, look forward, step or hop forward. When you get there, inhale, lift your heart halfway, and exhale to fold. Root down through your feet to spring up, stretch both arms up overhead, and exhale your hands to your heart. Drive your body to the top of your yoga mat. If you're halfway down, you want to be right at the top now. Plant your palms alongside your body. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, swan dive to the floor. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step into your plank pose, lower halfway, turn onto the tops of your feet, Spread across your chest, you're an upward facing dog. Exhale, hug your belly to your spine, move into downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, hop or step forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale, fold. Root down through your feet. Inhale, reach all the way back up. One more time, exhale, fold back down to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine 90 degrees. Exhale, plant your palms, step to plank, release halfway, roll forward through the tops of your feet, lift your gaze up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Perfect. Bend your knees, look forward. Try to jump forward this time. Land lightly. Inhale, spring up halfway. Exhale, fold. Root down to reach up. You're coming straight into standing. Exhale your hands to your heart. Mountain pose. This time, bring your big toes together. Let your heels slide apart ever so slightly and bend down into your knees. Take your arms right out in front. Good. Pull your spine back. Pull your spine back. It almost feels like you're going to fall, but what actually happens is the fronts of your thighs, your quad muscles will get engaged here. Perfect. Pulse your hips for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Listen carefully. Go low. Go really low. Go really, 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 really low. So you're almost sitting down on the floor. Spread your toes wide. Push through your big toe mounds, your baby toe mounds, and your heels. Then you rise back up. Try to drive your spine back. Chair pose. Pause when you get to your traditional chair. And then take your arms, scoop them all the way around. Reach your arms up, look up, and swan dive forward. Relieve your quads and stretch your hamstrings. Inhale, lift your spine halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step into high plank, but pause here this time. Pause here in high plank. Lower down onto your left arm. Lower down onto your right arm. Press down into your left palm to lengthen your arm and press down into your right hand. So you're alternating sides. Right elbow lowers, left elbow lowers. Right elbow extends, left elbow extends. Notice how my hips are wobbling from side to side. Can you keep moving through that, but try to do it in a way where your trunk is quite steady. Lower one elbow and the next. Lift back up. One more time. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth wide, stick out your tongue. Exhale. Inhale, stretch your right leg to the sky. Bend your right knee so your whole hip opens up towards the right. Push the floor away. And now step your right foot between your hands. Scissor your inner thighs together. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Look forward. Inhale, both arms stretch up overhead. Find stability here. You can widen your legs if this is tricky. So some of you might want to take your feet a little further apart. Keep your right knee bent. So your right knee is stacking around your right ankle. That left leg is going to bend and get a little bit less straight. A little less straight, a little less straight. Keep bending your left knee until it hovers just above the floor. Now extend through your left leg. Good. Bend your left knee until it hovers above the floor and kick back through your left leg. Hands can be anywhere. So in a lot of these shapes, our arms are actually quite decorded. You're still coming up and down here. You could reach your hands forward, out to the side, up high. Try all the variations. Find what works for you. Or 3, Good, 2. And 1. Pause here. Inhale, stretch both arms up. Exhale, plant your palms. Listen carefully. Step back to a 3-legged plank. So your right leg is lifted. Bend your elbows, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide, exhale. Perfect. Inhale, stretch your left leg high. Bend your left knee, open your hips towards the left. Feel that lateral stretch. And now step your left foot between your hands. Stabilize by widening your stance. Lift your gaze forward, root down through your feet, elevate everything up. Take a hand position that feels supportive for you, whatever that might be. Stack your left knee above your left ankle and just begin to bend your right knee. Notice where your weight topples to. So if that instantly takes you over to the right, you need to hook your left hip back, drive your belly button in so that quad is on. And then keep bending your right knee until it hovers just above the floor. Straighten your right leg back. There's 10 repetitions here in total. Good. We're kind of synchronized, which is really cool on Zoom. Dark, shadowy, synchronized yogis. Here you go, you've got 5 more. Keep that front leg pretty steady, pretty statue-like. 3. Nice work, 2. Last one, hang out at the top. Here, I'll ask you to stretch your arms high, lift up, open up. Now exhale, clench your palms, step your left leg back, but hover that left leg. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale into a back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, feel the heat starting to brew. And let's capitalize on that. Can you bring your toes together here in downward dog? Your head's hanging heavy between your upper arms. And now bend your knees so your knees are hovering above the floor. Mine are like still a foot away from the floor. It doesn't matter how close they are here. And simply straighten out your legs. Good, bend your knees so they're hovering. And straighten out your legs. One more time, bend your knees. And straighten out your legs. Perfect. This time, bend your knees, lift up your heels, or on the balls of your feet, look forward, and take a little hop. Just a little hop. You're not really going anywhere. You're just lifting your hips up and down. Do 3 more. 2. And 1. On the next hop, could you hop all the way forward, maybe? And then inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Sink your hips nice and low, stretch your arms forward. Chair pose. Push through your feet, inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Breathe here, 5 breaths. If your feet have slid apart, bring your big toes back together. Spread the rest of your toes really wide. Bend into your knees and reach your arms forward. Good. Think about driving your spine back in space. Lift up all 10 toes. Push the weight really far into your heels. And now lean forward, lift up your heels. Lift up your arms, spread your fingers wide. Heels are lifted. Could you pulse your hips for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your heels, dump your torso down. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into your high plank. Now take your left hand under your face at the center of your mat and roll onto the outside edge of your left foot. If your wrists are not happy today, you can come onto your elbow for this. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Maybe, so option A is to stay here, maybe take your right leg up. That's option B. Option C, bend your right knee and place it behind you. Pull your pubic bone up, lift your right arm back. Wild thing, or some teachers call this flipping your dog. Take a big breath in. Beautiful, exhale, rotate it all back through center, pump your body back into downward dog. You can breathe here, you might flow through a vinyasa, do what serves you. Inhale, move your body forward to high plank. And take your right hand under your face at the center of your mat, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot, stretch your left arm up, maybe stretch your left leg up. Perhaps you even drop your left foot behind you as you send your left leg and your left arm up, up, up. Your hips up, not your left leg. Keep your left leg on the ground. Take a big breath in. And exhale, come all the way back, downward facing dog. Please drop your knees, take them wide. Sink your hips back to your heels, bend at your elbows for this child's pose. And just check in. How does it feel to tone and move and stretch your body? Lift your head up just for a moment. You can simply gaze at me. We're going to do the work that would take you into headstand without going into headstand. So from here, you can watch first, you'll interlace your hands like you're a little basket, and press the pinky edge side of your hands onto the floor. And then you'll turn the top of your head onto the earth. The very top of my head is on the earth, and the back of my skull is leaning into my palms. My forearms are pressing into the floor. My shoulders are reaching back. You could stay here. This is absolutely an inversion. Or you might simply straighten your legs. If you straighten your legs, now you're in this puppy pose, this variation of down dog with your crown of your head on the floor. Keep pushing your forearms into the earth. Either stay here or just explore what it feels like to lift up one leg and then the other. So you're in the driver's seat here, you're just playing with this upside down perspective shifting shape. And after you've had a few breaths there, please sink your hips back into child's pose, stretch your arms forward and soften 5 breaths. Coming into child's pose if you haven't already. Press your palms into the floor, lift your gaze up, float up and back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Good. Take your right leg, step your right foot between your hands. Find that deep bend in your right knee. Inhale, stretch both arms up overhead. Again, you have quite a wide stance, so at least hip distance, but maybe more between your legs. Could you inhale and stretch both your arms back like you're reaching for someone behind you? And now as you exhale, lean forward and stretch your arms back into this runner's lunge shape. Press through your feet. Inhale, just your torso is moving. Your legs don't move at all here. And as you exhale, come back down. Look right towards the floor. Last time, inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, stretch your arms back. Take your left hand onto the floor on the inside of your right foot. Roll your right ribs up and stretch your right arm to the sky. Beautiful. Breathe here. Scissor your inner thighs together when you get here. Your legs are super strong. Amazing. Take your right hand down to the floor on the inner line of your right foot and turn your left toes to face the left long edge of your mat. So now your legs are set up in a warrior two shape. But instead of coming into warrior two, can you keep your right hand on the floor and just turn your left arm up towards the sky? Breathing here, stretching the crown of your head forward. Patiently take your left hand back down to the floor, turn onto the ball of your left foot. Walk your hands forward, bearing weight in your right leg. Stack your fingers beneath your shoulders. Lift up your left leg and just hang your torso down towards your right thigh. This is called toppling tree pose. Really good. Listen carefully. Now bend into your right knee. Bend into your right knee, bend into your left knee. Could you tuck your left leg behind your right leg and come to sit? Tuck your left leg behind your right leg and come to sit. And if you got lost along that journey, you're in a seated spinal twist prep here. Walk your right hand back behind you. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, rotate towards the right. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, look back behind you. Good. Breathe in, cruise your body all the way back through center. Place your palms on the opposite side of your yoga mat and sink your torso down by any amount towards the floor. Lift everything back up. Walk your hands back behind you, unwrap your legs, and lift your legs up with your arms alongside your legs. Navasana, both legs. Roll your shoulders back, really perk up your chest. Stretch your fingers wide, maybe push through your heels and extend your legs. Breathe here into your core work for 10, 9, 8, 7, stay with me for 6, 5, can you push your heels a little further away for 3, zip your knees in towards one another, 2, on 1, cross your right ankle over your left ankle, plant your feet, plant your palms, and push back downward facing dog. Or just find your way to downward dog. From downward dog, inhale forward to a high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your tummy. Stretch your hands back behind you, interlace your hands, plug your shoulder blades in, lift your heart, lift your chest, lift your toes. Stay here as you exhale. Either remain here or bend your knees like we did in those little booty kicks. Catch your heels, catch your ankles, or maybe the outside edges of your feet. Push your pubic bone down and sprout your chest up. Keep breathing and extending. Let it all go. Rest either cheek on the floor, flatten your body down like a pancake, and just rock your hips. 5 breaths here. And bring your forehead back through center, plant your palms on the floor. Try this. Keep your palms flat, flex your feet, zip your belly in. Can you push up into high plank from your belly? Nice work. Really good. Push, 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 push. Downward facing dog. That's tough. To inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, come up onto the tips of your fingers. Stabilize by widening your stance here. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, lean your torso forward, stretch your arms back. Inhale, your legs stay completely still as you stretch up. Exhale, they remain still as you fold down. Last time, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, stretch your arms back. Take your right hand onto the floor on the inside of your left foot, reach your left arm up. Breathe here. Keep scissoring your inner thighs together, rotating your left ribs up. Find that full body twist. And now gradually place your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Turn your right toes to face the long edge of your yoga mat. You're in that warrior stance with your legs, but instead of warrior, simply reach your right arm up. Good. You can try to push your left leg against your left elbow, and that might help drive your right ribs up and your left thigh back. Nice work. Slowly take both hands down, framing your pelvis forward, so you're on the ball of your right foot again. Drop the weight into your left foot, lift up your right leg, and fall into your toppling tree shape. Feel that left glute firing up. Good. Inhale, lift your gaze up. And as you exhale, bend your left knee, bend your right knee, and slide that right knee down behind your left leg. Readjust here for your seated spinal twist. So your left leg is on top, right leg on the bottom. Now turn your left hand back behind you. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, rotate towards the left. Push your elbow into your thigh into your elbow, and drift your gaze back. Unravel, turn everything around to the opposite side. Dip down towards the earth. Pull it all back up. Take your hands behind you, unwrap your legs. Grab your grab your toes with your peace fingers. So your pointer finger and your middle finger. Grab your big toes and kick your legs forward. There's something so childlike about this pose. Begin to lift through your heels, lift your heart, lift your chest, look up, inhale. Exhale, stay where you are. Could you try to remove your hands without pulling back? Try to remove your hands. Good, hold here for 5, you're breathing, don't hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, on 1, your left leg crosses over your right leg. Plant your feet and your hands, step back, downward dog. Inhale, roll forward into high plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, find upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Bend deep into your right knee. Lift up your left leg as you walk your hands beneath your shoulders. Drop your left hip, point your left toes down, and sprout forward through the crown of your head. And now muster up some strength through your core. Activate your core, activate the whole back line of your right leg, and pull your hands to your heart. You're in warrior 3. All that glute work has a purpose. This is it. Can you keep lifting your left heel, breathing here for 3, 2, listen carefully. On 1, take your right hand down to the upper right corner of your yoga mat. Turn your whole pelvis towards the left. Perhaps reach your left arm up. Breathe here, push back through your heel, drive your toes towards your face. Brilliant. Lower your left hand down, step your left foot back behind you. Plant your palms, push back, plank pose. Bend your elbows lower halfway. Inhale, find your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stabilize with breath. Would you step your left foot between your hands? You know where you're going. Walk your fingers beneath your shoulders. Lift up your right leg now. Your right toes are facing the earth. Think about wrapping your outer right hip down, pulling your right heel up. Root through the 4 corners of your left foot and bring your hands to your heart. Breathe here. Any arm variation is fine for 5, 4. Keep lifting your right heel for 3, 2. On 1, take your left fingers to the floor towards the upper left corner of your yoga mat. Turn your right ribs up and maybe reach your right arm up towards the sky. Breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Drop both hands, step back to plank pose, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Bend into your knees, look forward, hop all the way forward. Send both legs out in front. Inhale your arms up. And exhale, fall forward. 1 minute here in this deep forward fold. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Take another breath in. Exhale with a sigh. Inhale, walk your hands up. Walk your body up. Lean back on your palms, just enough to bring the soles of your feet together. Bring the soles of your feet together. Grab your ankles with your palms. Inhale, sprout up. And exhale, hinge forward. Your hands can stay on your ankles. Your spine can stay long, or it might round. Either is okay. Breathe here. Inhale, lift back up. Bring your knees together. Slowly, slowly lie all the way down onto your yoga mat. And when you get there, hug both knees into your chest. Just roll and rock from side to side. All of the hardest things are done. Please place your right foot on the floor and set your left ankle across your right thigh for thread the needle. Your right foot can stay rooted, or you can interlace your hands behind your right thigh, maybe in front of your right shin. And I really always encourage people to shift a little bit from side to side before settling into stillness here. You might find the sweetest spot to rest and stretch. Unwrap your legs, plant both feet flat on the floor, mat distance apart. Let your knees fall to the right, pull them back through center, and let your knees fall to the left. Do that one more time. Coming into neutral, could you set yourself up for thread the needle on the other side? Now your right ankle crosses over your left thigh, and your hands may be bind in front of or behind your left leg. Breathe here. Lower your left foot, then your right foot, mat distance apart again, and just rock your knees side to side. For our next shape, if you do have a block, you can use a block. You don't have to. I'll show you both options. Bridge pose, bring your heels towards your hips. Your knees are set above your heels. And as you inhale, lift your pelvis up and begin to wrap your shoulders down. Without a block, you can interlace your hands under your back or let your palms come flat to the floor. Some students love to catch or to grab opposite sides of their yoga mat and just pull the mat away. And if you do have a block, you can take it at any height right beneath your sacrum. So that's that bony bone at the base of your spine. This is your sacral bone or your pulley bone. Whichever version you're in, we'll stay here and breathe here for 5 breaths. Push your feet firmly into the floor to lift your hips up. Remove your prop from underneath of you and melt your spine back down to you. Let your knees stack as they fall over to the right. Open your arms wide and turn your gaze over your left shoulder. Pick your legs back up through center. Shift your hips right and drop your knees left. Other side. Inhale, bring your legs back through center. Check in. Step your feet mat distance apart and drop your knees in towards one another while you place your hands on your belly. Check in and notice if there's any other movements or stretches you need to feel complete. You can do those now. And as you slowly descend down for final Shavasana, corpse pose, your hands can remain on your stomach or they might fall out to either side with your palms turned up to the sky. Enter Shavasana with your mantra. As I breathe in, fill in the blank with your intention here. As I breathe out, I let go of. Fill in the blank with something you want to let go of. Repeat that mantra 5 times before softening into your final breath. I will keep you here for the next 5 minutes, after which I'll pull you out of the shade and close the practice. Please let go. I'll share with you a poem while you rest in Shavasana. It's called She Let Go. She let go. Without a thought or a word, she let go. She let go of the fear, of the judgments, of the committee of indecision within her, of all of the right reasons. Wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry, she let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't search the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all the memories that held her back, of all the anxieties that kept her from moving forward, of all the planning and all of the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it or write a date in her planner. She made no announcement and did not put it in the paper. She didn't check the weather report or read her horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it be. A small smile came across her face. A light breeze blew through her, and the sun and the moon shone forevermore. Please take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you breathe in that intention one more time. And as you breathe out, can you let go of what you promised or intended to let go of? Really slowly start to move your fingers and your toes. Really slowly begin to lift your arms up overhead and stretch both arms and legs in opposite directions. As you exhale, relax your whole body. Now hug your knees into your chest. Thank yourself for your practice before you turn yourself over to the right into fetal pose. From fetal pose, heel your body up to a cross-legged seat, and when you get there, your hands can come to your heart. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your. Thank you so much for practicing. Keep practicing. Namaste. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Hi. Have a wonderful night. Thanks, everybody.